This recipe is brought to you by RecipeLion.com. There's nothing better than freshly baked blueberry muffins first thing in the morning. And these muffins smell so good while they're baking, it always gets my family moving. You can whip up a batch in no time, and even if you bake them the night before, they heat up beautifully in the microwave. Just pop them in for about 18 seconds, and they come out warm, delicious, and ready to eat. To make these blueberry muffins, you need 2 cups of flour, 1/2 cup of butter that you've softened to room temperature, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 large eggs, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1½ cups of sugar, 1/2 cup of milk, 2½ cups of blueberries, and some raw sugar to sprinkle on top. For the blueberries, certainly fresh ones are always the best, but we also use frozen berries that are slowly defrosted in warm water. They're also delicious. First, preheat the oven to 350 degrees. In a medium-sized mixing bowl, beat the butter. Add the sugar and both eggs and beat on high until they're completely incorporated and are nice and light and creamy. Alternately add the dry ingredients and wet ingredients. I place half of the flour in a sifter and add the salt and baking powder to the flour. Shake these into the creamed butter mixture. Add half of the milk and stir. Then add the rest of the flour, the rest of the milk, and the vanilla, and stir again until everything is well incorporated. After the blueberries have been rinsed and drained, pour them onto the batter and with a rubber spatula or spoon, gently fold them in, being careful not to break the berries. You should have a beautiful thick batter that looks as good as it's going to taste. Prepare your muffin tin with paper cupcake liners. Using 2 large spoons, drop the batter into the muffin cups, piling high into all 12 cups until the batter is gone. Now sprinkle with a coarse grind of sugar. We use sugar in the raw. Bake in your preheated oven for 30 to 40 minutes or until the muffins have risen and turned a beautiful golden brown on top. If you're using a loaf pan to make a blueberry bread loaf, bake for 1 hour or until the bread test's done with a cake tester or toothpick. Cool on a wire cooling rack for at least 10 minutes before removing from the pan. Gently lift the muffins out so the tops don't separate from the bottom of the muffin. Thank you to RecipeLion.com for sponsoring this video. Please subscribe to the channel to get more great recipes.